Vegan is the new norm. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Royce Ayers live broadcast, episode 33, where I am joined with the Emperor, the Grand Master of his universe, Mr. Lionheart. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. I hope that you're having a fantastic Tuesday today. I am. Just got done with a podcast with my good friend, Mr. Claudio, and that was extremely fun. Got to speak about some of my most favorite topics. I'm glad that you're here with us, Mr. Clayton, and for everybody else that's trickling on in, super happy to have you all here with us at the Royce Live Ayers broadcast. This is our vegan talk show where we talk about different topics, interview people, and just have a big open discussion about the vegan lifestyle. We always encourage you to be passionate about being passionate, because being vegan isn't about being right, it's about just compassion and really aligning those values, as we're going to find out with today's guest today. Today, our word of the day is indigenous. What a great word. It means originating or occurring naturally in a particular place or native. So we could use the word in a sentence such as, the Native Americans were indigenous to this land. And that's the way it should be. But if you can think of a cooler sentence and send it to us, talk with us. This is an interactive talk show. We like to learn from you, and we hope that you get a little something from us as well. The comments are open. I have my beautiful little handy dandy tablet here with us. Mr. Doug Hefner, glad to have you here with us as well, my good man. I wanted to see if anybody was in that same position that I found myself in a few years ago. 2.5 years to be exact. I felt alone in the world, a lot of sadness. I had to come out the closet to my family. They had to accept me for who I was. You know, I had to come out that I'm vegan, and it was really difficult for them to accept. So vegans, come out the closet. Best way to do it is come to our vegan trivia night that we're actually having tonight at the Mills 50 district here in Central Florida, where it's going to be a fun time. It's a free event. I do ask for donations if you happen to have a little something in your pocket, maybe $5, $10. If you have $600 or $6,000, I'll take that as well too, because you know, I'm not going to say no to free money. I also do trivia nights on Sundays at World of Beer downtown. That's a lot of fun. And be sure, if you want to learn more about the whole vegan lifestyle, come to the Vegan So Simple experience that I will be emceeing this Saturday, and who will be featuring Miss Tabitha Brown as guest celebrity vegan speakers. So definitely want to check that out. I had an idea. I think I found a way that we could cure world hunger. If we could come up with Now, I know a lot of vegans are not going to agree with this, so just bear with me. Just hear me out for 1 second, okay? If we had genetically modified watermelons that were the size of a house, that would be so awesome. I'm okay with pumping them with just a little something as long as it doesn't hurt our insides, because if you could imagine a watermelon the size of the house, oh, watermelon is so good, it makes you insane. No, but seriously, watermelon, the rind, I see a lot of you wasting it and throwing it out. Let me give you a little secret. Guys, you will never need Viagra ever again, okay? Your junk is going to work so amazing if you just eat part of that rind. I promise. Sounds weird, but don't eat the outside of it, but the inside. You want to get, it's got some good stuff in there for you that's going to make your friend downstairs a happy camper. Speaking of your friend downstairs, make sure you come out to our vegan fashion show in November. The 2018 International Vegan Fashion Show that's going to be at Studio One, emceed by yours truly. We're going to have 60 plus models out there, 10 plus vegan fashion designers. So that's going to be a really fun event. That doesn't really have to do anything with the watermelon or your friend downstairs. Just wanted to plug that in some way. Same way with the open mics on Thursday at Vinyl Arts Bar. $100 open mic competition to the first place person. Free entry. You can perform for free. So it's a really good deal. Win some money. Also, do you know anybody who might be gravely against the vegan lifestyle? If you do, please have them send me a message, because we're looking for people to sit on the omnivore panel for the great vegan debate that's going to be in November. Casting for that will be soon, so go check out the Facebook page and we will see you soon. With that, I hope that you all are having a great day. Help me introduce our guest today, Mr. Lionheart. He's going to join us via green screen. Hey, Mr. Lionheart, how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself, Ross?
I'm doing fantastic, my man. Lionheart, tell us a little bit about yourself, brother. It's really nice to have you here with us.
Well, what can I say? I'm just a balanced man. Come from a traditional home, parents brought up. Um, just trying to inspire people to be a better self. That's basically the whole synopsis of who I am as a person. You know, it's just being true to yourself, being genuine to yourself, or who you are, as a African melanated Black person. And just people in general. Just always being that source of inspiration, of being a better you. I've been like that from as far as I can remember. So that's
Absolutely.
basically what I'm about, who I am. I work on myself every day. So
You sound just like me with it, man. I'm all about the self improvement, working on yourself. That's the reason for this whole talk show, honestly, just to be able to really connect with people and kind of help them reach their highest potential, be the greatest versions of themselves. With this, it is an interactive talk show, so I want to check in on the comments. I see we got a few of them here. Miss Lisa says, hi, Lisa, how's it going? Oh, Miss Renee. Renee, I believe you're in Texas as well, too. So glad to have you here with us once again. Mr. Clayton, glad you're here as well. And everybody, if you have any comments, questions, concerns for myself or Mr. Lionheart throughout the broadcast, please feel free to jump in, plug in. Let's have a conversation. So with that, Mr. Lionheart, I have a question for you. Are you vegan yet?
go ahead. I am. Are you vegan yet?
I am vegan, but are you all vegan yet? You can answer in the comments below. That's why that's there. So, Mr. Lionheart, tell us about what started you along your vegan journey. How long has it been? Please expound.
Oh, for me, it's going on. Was it 8 years now? It's about 8 years now. I think what really inspired it was as a kid, well, I say as a teenager, I had a situation where my appendix ruptured. Being a very active, coming from an athletic, background and all of that, that was something that was very something I almost died from actually, and that's what really spearheaded my direction as I got older and to a more healthier lifestyle. So, and then fast forward 7 years from that or so, then I just decided to just go into the vegan vegetarian lifestyle because even though I came from a background where certain foods we didn't eat certain foods, but even the ones we did eat, you realize that it's still not conducive to your body as it should because it still affects your body internally.
Absolutely. That's. I'm glad you didn't die whenever you were a kid about that. That sounds like a pretty scary situation to have happen for you. So it sounds like you started off with health purposes as far as your vegan lifestyle. Has it transformed into anything else for you? Have you
Yeah,
collected?
health and spiritual. Yeah.
Gotcha. So as far as spirituality, where does the vegan lifestyle play uh, in alignment with that for you?
Oh, it's all the way on the top. I mean, because your diet allows you to vibrate differently. That allows you to tap into certain vibrations spiritually. It was everything about me is always spiritual. I mean, it might start out physical, but the end point is always the spiritual. So, health wise was the initial, but also having a martial arts background, I also knew that being vegan vegetarian was also very spiritual as well. Because most of your grandmasters and masters are actually vegan and vegetarian. A lot of people don't know that. So that was really the gold and understanding that because you can't just put it in a box. You can't just put, okay, I'm just going to be vegan just for the physical aspect. You have to understand that there's a spiritual connotation that goes with that. You know what I'm saying? It does affect you. And it's something you can be, I don't know, I don't want to use the word ignorant about. You can be shallow about it, but it still is going to affect you whether you align yourself with it or not.
Absolutely. I was wondering, are you able to bring the camera up just a little bit so we can see more of your face? Because it's cutting off your eyes sometimes, and we want to see the whole face, man. So that way we can know who we're dealing with.
How about right here?
I think
Is that better?
that looks much better, much better. Wanted to ask about the whole Grand
Okay,
Master
there you go.
thing because I had two people comment were like, Royce, are you bringing somebody from the Illuminati? What's going on? Who are these guests that you're finding? So can you explain that just a little bit more as far as in your title, your description?
Well, I am a Mason. It's not something I per se hide. I don't go around just just advertising like that. But it's something I do let out there. I mean, and then I think it's just a lot of misconception about the whole concept of Masonry slash Illuminati. It's really about just self improvement. That's the whole purpose of it. Climbing the degrees of life, finding yourself, and being the best man you can be so that you can help others. Because if you can't help yourself, you can't help other people. And that's the whole synopsis of it is basically growing yourself so that you can be a high level of yourself so you can also inspire other people that come in contact with you.
Well, let me ask you, is it true that you all do human sacrifices on people? Have you had to be a part of any of those type of ceremonies?
There's a lot of misconceptions. I mean, not everything I can go into publicly, but no, those are one of those things that, I mean, for example, somebody can, this might be a little touchy, but somebody can have sex and have it in the proper way, and then they can use that same sex in a improper way. Does that mean that sex itself is bad, or just how you go about doing it? So, I mean, you have people who take what is good and use it for bad. That's in anything. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, people who misrepresent masonry, that's on them. That their karma will deal with them on that. But what masonry actually is has nothing to do with none of that stuff we see on TV or anything. It's just propaganda, basically.
This is really interesting because I didn't actually know. I assumed, but I didn't want to just kind of put it on you as far as if that is what the whole Grand Master title in your bio meant. So, what made you want to join and become a Freemason?
Well, actually, it's something that's in my family. So it's something that I guess I couldn't run from it, so I had to embrace it. That's the best way I can put it.
That's a great way to put it. So this is just kind of the culture for you, for your family. Are you like a third generation or fourth generation? Is it classified by that?
Um, for us, it's a lot different than what people know masonry on in America. You know what I'm saying? Because masonry has a lot more spirituality attached to than what they portray in America. America is more portrayed as a frat group or something of that nature, money hungry or power hungry. Where internationally speaking, masonry is more of a spiritual, very very deep in spiritual rituals, very deep in a lot of different stuff. So it's it can be misrepresented over here in the West. But I come from that background. You can say one, two, three, three, four, four generations.
Well, let me ask you this, because in your Facebook profile, at the end of the URL, it has 666. Okay, coincidentally, today is June 6th, 2018, so 6618. And this is also the 33rd episode of Royce Airs as well too. So talk about some synchronicity with you. Did you set this up on purpose? Is this why we chose today for this episode? We'll talk about that another time. But so does that have any correlation with the Grandmaster, and does that also kind of tie into why you continue down the vegan lifestyle? Is the correlation, is it all there? Talk to us about that, because that's very interesting.
Yeah, it's all part of it. It's all connected. Um, like you said, you made the connect the dots about the episode 33 and all that. So I mean, when I saw that, I was like, okay, yeah. But the everything is all connected. The way what you see, I put out there for people. Me being a grandmaster, climbing the degrees, um, being reaching the level of self that I have reached, um, has all been a process of going through, putting yourself through uncomfortable situations internally, mentally, emotionally, physically, um, going through the initiations of my life, because your life is an initiation process. And basically the universe purifying you and making you what you're supposed to be, man or woman. As a man, your function is up from an electric aspect. For a woman, it's from a magnetic aspect. So you being the best of that function that the universe has already predestined you from birth. You know what I'm saying? You came out a man or woman. That's your direction in life. Be the best of that function you can be, and be as in tune and as balanced as you can be, because your life affects people. Whether we realize it or not, our life affects people. People who see us every day, hear what we say and talk. That's why my Bob always told me, the greatest message.
And Lionheart, it sounds like your sound is buzzing out just a little bit on us. Just want to make sure that you can still hear us. Uh-oh.
Oh, we have some technical difficulties.
A little bit of technical difficulties, that's all right. We're going to check and see the comments, because I see a lot more waves from people. We got Mr. Joseph. Glad to have you here with us on the air, along with Miss Amanda. I'm looking forward to seeing you at Vegan Trivia tonight with Mr. Ethan. And Jaya? Jai, it's always nice to have you here with us as well. We're just here talking with Mr. Lionheart. He is vegan, he is a handsome black man, and he is also a Freemason. So there are some, if you all have any questions, anything that you would like to ask him, please funnel it through this, and I'll be more than happy to relay the message. So, Mr. Lionheart, what all do you do today as far as just your lifestyle? Because I see on Facebook that you post some very, I don't know if I'd call them controversial, but I actually would, because I like them. I really like seeing what you post on Facebook. but I know that sometimes they get some of the laughing emojis, they get some of the crying emojis. Not a lot of people, or no, some of the people that you have on your Facebook don't agree with some of the things that you say. So are you just trying to like stir the pot? What is your central focus there?
Well, the central focus is to prob prob the pineal gland because there's a lot, um, specifically, for my people. Um, we do not understand balance in this organic uh, culture, and that right there has really affected us. And it starts with us as men being responsible for our actions, being accountable. And I try to really open the conversation up to show, I can't really go too deep, but just deep enough to get people's mind to open up on the function of what really is, and understand the science, understand the energy that you have as a male and female. And basically the whole purpose is to bring about balance between men and women, because a community starts between the man and the woman. If the man and the woman cannot have a healthy coexistence to get a healthy relationship, then that community will eventually destroy. It will implode from within. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happens on the outside is just a byproduct of what's going on in the inside. So it really starts between the relationship between man and woman, having that understanding of each other's function, what it is, respecting that, loving that, and giving each other that space to function as a man or woman. It's not about suppressing one another. It's not about, oh, I'm ruler over you or anything like that. It's about understanding how the universe guided us. I always say, make sure you understand what your function is in life so that you can actually have peace and balance. Because if you go and start doing something that's not in alignment with that, you'll be forever chasing ghosts. You're forever chasing that feeling inside of emptiness and not knowing how to fill it up.
Makes a lot of sense. Let me ask you, because I want you to go as far as you can. Even if, if you go a little bit too far, it's okay. There's always the consequences. Let those consequences happen. So, what, as far as the science behind it, you said man and woman, starting with the community. Why, say if I, as a man, I have my fiance, just my one fiance, but if I wanted to have two or three or four fiancés, what would be your viewpoint considering your background with something like that? Would it actually work properly?
Well, actually, I mean, something like that will actually can never work. You will hear situations where people are saying it works, but in actuality, anytime a man takes on more than one woman, then those women have to suppress themselves in some shape or form for that to work. A man is not designed to take on multiple magnetic energy in his universe. Like the sun, for example, the sun just has that one moon that draws from it. You know what I'm saying? Just like the sun, the moon has that one sun that draws from it. If you start adding too much, it's like the positive and negative of battery. It's too much positive, it's overcharged. It's too much negative, is undercharged. So you have to have that balance, and that's what I try to get people to understand with the whole relationship, man having multiple or vice versa. Because it's all about energy. You're going to drain yourself as a man emotionally, spiritually, sexually. They draw from your energy. And there isn't so much you can do to keep up. It's impossible for one man to mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, sexually meet up to two, three, four, five different women in its actual proper balance aspect that they need. Somebody's got to the back seat,
Makes sense. But what
or more
about
than one person. So it's
you're talking about the sun and the moon. Now, what about if we were on Jupiter? Jupiter has multiple moons and still just has the one sun. So how come I can't be a Jupiter?
Well, if that's the case, you'd have been born on Jupiter. I mean, culturally, African culture speaking wise, you know, Earth was the planet for human beings, and Earth is our format, and the sun and the moon is our guide. The stars, we are those stars, and it's our responsibility to live in harmony with the universe that we were put on, or the planet that we were put on. So if you really understand the organic African spirituality, you see that everything operates within alignment of sun and moon, from um, Obatala and all the different wishes and everything like that. It's all, if you really understand the science behind it, it all stimulates from the sun, and the moon is the head focal point of those things, you know. So Earth is where you're at, and Earth is where you live in harmony with. It's not, I think we get to a point where we start looking beyond things that has nothing to really do with us as self, and we end up get outside ourselves because we start looking beyond certain things. I remember I asked someone, you know, who told you about this other things, because our you never really identified them as we do today in that aspect.
Makes sense. Um, as far as I want to go back to the 666 deal, because that is a red flag for a lot of people in today's society. So does that have some correlation between the Freemason and, just can you tell us, can you enlighten us a little bit about that, as much as you're allowed to talk about?
Oh, this triple six is basically the number of man, six protons, neurons, etc. So it's basically telling you the chemical components of the man, because Freemasonry is all about energy. Everything I speak on my Facebook is off of basically Freemasonry. This is the sacred knowledge that is involved in it. You know what I'm saying? Now I have to articulate it in a way that I do, because like I say, there's a lot I cannot say, but it's basically the foundation is all about energy, because everything in life is about currency. So basically 666 is just a number that was portrayed to have some form of, I don't know, evil connotation about it, to kind of scare people away, I would say. But it's really just the number of man, what you're made of as a man or a human being, basically.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Miss Renee asked, "How does being vegan play into relationship between a man and a woman?"
Say that again.
We have a question from Miss Renee. She says, "How does being vegan play into the relationship between a man and a woman?"
Well, it affects your health and your stability mentally wise. I mean, for example, if you have someone who's vegan and then the person's not vegan, I mean, that's gonna affect your sexual aspect. That's gonna affect your communication, growth wise, spiritual wise. You have a lot of health. People might disagree with this because they don't want to face the reality of it. But when you're engaging with someone on a such intimate level, and they're vegan and you're not, you're really throwing off your balance, because their vibration is a lot different, because they're taking on a lot of stuff from their diet. And when you have sex, for example, you basically become one. There's a bond, there's a force field that's created between a man and a woman when they have sex. Okay, and they basically take you and you take up them. And when you start doing that, it's like mixing the vibration of a vulture and that of an eagle. It's gonna create a baking soda and kind of like a vinegar reaction, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be a balanced one. Eventually, there's gonna be tension. There's gonna be arguments. You be wondering, why are we arguing about it? Why are we bumping heads? And you don't know, because the energy is just bouncing back and forth, not cohesive.
I think that was very, very well put, Mr. Lionheart. It has been really nice having you on the show with us. I Appreciate you for taking some time out and talking with us today about everything and being open with us.
Yeah, sure, no problem. My pleasure. I really like what you're doing, and I wish you well and you keep doing it, man, because I think it's something that's very honorable. I like the new hairstyle, by the way.
I appreciate it, man. I had to. Thank you so much for being with us. And I thank you all for being with us as well. It really means a lot to me that you come and tune in each and every single day to be part of the show. Would you like to be involved in a more involved way? Please reach out to us so we can have a little interview with you as well too, and consider sponsoring our show as well. Make sure you go and like, share, subscribe on our YouTube, our SoundCloud, and on Facebook. Tomorrow's guest is going to be Mr. Singer-Songwriter, my MC and good friend, Mr. Poe Beasy. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you all soon.